Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Roger Paincho. Standing next to me is this lovely woman. Her name will come to me in a moment. Oh, yes, this is my wife, Yola. And we are both here tonight for CTV 30 and Biddeford Public Access Channel 22 to talk a little bit about tonight's Christmas concert, a Christmas celebration, the 8th annual Christmas celebration, featuring, of course, the Alumni Band, sponsored by the St. Louis Alumni Association. It's a Christmas celebration, and we will also be listening in the second half of tonight's program to the St. Andrews Parish Children's Choir. We got to get the directors straight because you always got to get their names right.
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. The Alumni Band, of course, is under the direction of a dear friend of both Yola's and of mine for many, many years, Mr. Marcel, better known to all of us as Mike Drapo, and the young children who'll be singing a little bit later, the St. Andrews Parish Children's Choir, are under the direction of Estelle Beauchesne. So we'll be getting a chance to listen to those two musical organizations as the evening moves along. We'll also hopefully get a chance to talk to some of the folks that are going to be over here tonight. Hopefully maybe we can talk to Mike if he finds a minute, either before the concert or even at intermission.
Intermission would be a good
possibility. Dick Jakes, once again, is going to be the MC. Dick is another person that unfortunately we've known for many years.
Too many years.
Yeah, too many years. So maybe we can talk to Dick as well. We'll be talking to a lot of folks, and in fact, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, I'll have a young lady with me who has been connected with this marvelous theater, as I have been, for a number of years. I'll be right back with Renee O'Neill. I am joined, as promised, by Renee O'Neill, a friend of more years than either one of us care to remember. Mm-hmm. And Renee was telling me that she is the former president, but she says no, she was former vice president of City Theater Associates. And Renee, the building looks better and better all the time.
Thank you very much. Thanks to the efforts of City Theater as well as the City of Biddeford, we have been able to acquire funds to make changes, and we're working on a grand plan, and hopefully we'll be able to restore the theater back to its original grandeur.
We are doing this couple of days before Christmas. Obviously, this is the Friday night performance. This is Friday the 12th. But you'll be basically, I would think, in the middle of your season, aren't you?
Yes, we are. We've just finished Carnival, which was a large-scale musical. Then we'll be doing Narnia, which is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and that will be performed the beginning of February. And then we will finish off with The Odd Couple, but we add a twist. We're doing the female version, and that will go up in April.
Terrific. Plus a lot of other rentals, I assume, and the usual stuff to keep bringing the bucks in to keep the place alive, right?
That's right. Yeah. And we're really trying to do things for children as well. As we already had a children's performance of what was it called? A Child's Christmas in Wales.
Oh, yeah.
And we will be doing Narnia for the schools as well.
Looking at the poster behind us, I realize this is the 8th annual Christmas concert featuring the Alumni Band. The Alumni Band has become very popular in the area, hasn't it?
Yes, they have, and they're also very generous because they provide us with another concert later in the season that's a full benefit concert for City Theater.
Fantastic. Also excellent because this place will be full tonight. It'll be full, I'm sure, tomorrow night.
It's sold out tomorrow night.
There you go. And that's terrific for them, obviously, for the season, for everything that they represent. Also terrific for the theater.
That's right. And for the whole community.
Sure. Every time you can drag another body into this place that's been living under a rock someplace and isn't aware that City Theater is here, alive, well, and functioning, that's a victory for the theater, victory for the community. Renee, you're doing a beautiful job. The theater seats, the new seats downstairs look great. The house has never looked better. For some of us who've been connected with this place back since 1978, it's just wonderful to see it in the condition that it's in. And That has been because, and she won't take credit for it, but believe me, this lady has been at the forefront of this development for the past few years and been managing the struggle and managing brilliantly. So thank you again for your efforts, and thanks from the community for hosting this marvelous production here tonight.
Thank you, Roger.
All right. We'll be back.
Well, welcome to a Christmas celebration, the 8th annual Christmas concert presented to you by the Alumni Band. They've worked really hard, and I guarantee you they're going to entertain us very, very well this evening. Robert Foster created an exceptional work of a 16th century melody called Lo, How a Rose Ever Blooming. Ladies and gentlemen, Fantasia on a Hymn by Pretorius. Okay, it's time for a little jazz. To help us do that, this evening we have a remarkable young lady who's not only an accomplished thespian, she's also a super vocalist. She's going to sing for you It's Wonderful, Gershwin's wonderful song. Let me introduce to you Miss Lynn Boren McKellar.
It's wonderful. right. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Mike, we here? Mike. It's off. It's on. It says off over here. Must be well, I'll say it. I'm French. Must be a French mic. Oh, Franco-American. There you go. Okay. The last piece you heard was Angels We Have Heard on High, which is a little different than what you were accustomed to hearing. It was written in Ethiopia by a Greek writer who only knew how to write French music. So that's why it came out the way it did. And believe me, they didn't make any mistakes. That's the way it sounded. Now we'll play something that you can identify very easily, and it's called Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Comedy, Mike? You're going to become a comedian now, too, huh? Very good. Very good. Oh, great. Mike Williams has crafted a beautifully sophisticated arrangement called O Come, Emmanuel. His composition first opens with the elegance of tasteful harmonies and counterpoints, which eventually develops into the full theme of the song. And now, Mel Torme's The Christmas Song, sung to you by our lovely guest, Lynn McKellar. Lynn McKellar, please.
Always trying to upstage me.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes on aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to Merry Christmas, everyone.
Ellen does a nice job, doesn't she? I'm on because it says I'm off. Right now, before we go on break, is this thing on? No. Oh, forget it. There we go. Now it says on. Matter of fact, it says on top, off on the bottom. Before we take our break, folks, we will play for you a Leroy Anderson little ditty thing called a promenade, which will take you out in the country on a horse and buggy, and you kind of trotting away in the fresh air, and we'll make you bounce all along to the concession stand out back for our break. But before we do, if you want to hear some good Christmas music this Sunday afternoon right here on our stage, I feel like Ed Sullivan right now. We'll have a really big show Sunday afternoon. At 2 o'clock, the Bedford High School Music Department, the concert band, jazz band, the chorale department will put on the Christmas concert at 2 o'clock here in the afternoon. So come on down and really get into the Christmas spirit. We'll start you off, and then Bedford High School will pick you up and carry you all the way. They don't forget that this year they won the first state placement in the marching band. Also, first plate in all state jazz. And I think the chorale is so busy that they could go on the road and stay busy all year. They are an outstanding vocal group. As a matter of fact, we hope to do something with them in church come next April for our classical concert. So we really have a good music program in Bedford, so please, please support it. It's important that we support the performing arts. There's nothing like it. Thank you. Here we go on the promenade.
This is intermission over here at City Theater, in the middle of the concert, and we've got all the major characters all lined up here in one shot, except for one other person, and I'm going to ask my wife if she can find, for me, Estelle Beauchesne. She's downstairs somewhere, Estelle. She's wearing a long green dress, and she's the director of the St. Andrew's Choir. Long green dress. You'll find her down there, yo. I'm sure. I'm depending on you. Easy for me to say. Anyway, I'm going to begin with the marvelous Lynn McKellar. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. Yeah. It's wonderful to see you. It's been a long time.
It has. We were talking before. The last time was 10 years ago with Godspell.
That's right. It was 10 years, and we've aged beautifully, haven't we?
Haven't we, though? It's amazing. These two guys here have gotten much older, and we haven't changed a bit.
Not a bit.
The voice is marvelous, Lynn.
Thank you very much.
Where have you been working in the past 10 years?
Pretty much any theater thing is here, and I've done some Portland Players and vintage repertory work. Yeah, but mostly at City Theater, my home.
Yeah, it has been a home for a lot of folks, hasn't it? And
yes.
And it's never looked better.
No, it looks wonderful with our new seats and the new flooring. It's fabulous.
And you've never looked better.
Oh, thank you.
And sounded better.
Will get you everywhere.
I know, I understand. My wife is gone. The maestro standing next to me, a friend of more years than either one of us can count. And of course, Dick Jakes, who's the MC tonight, another friend of more years than we all were high school students together at St. Louis back in the mid-50s.
Oh, yeah,
and
say that.
Well, in fact, Mike was telling me before, because I hadn't any idea, Mike directed the St. Louis High School band from 59 to 70.
Right, until high school closed. Then I went on to Thorn Academy for another 14 years.
So it's been a long time at this, Mike.
I'm just getting used to it.
Yeah. When did the Alumni Band get founded?
We started this for a one-day event in 1989.
With how many members, you recall?
I had 12 members at Thorn Academy.
All right.
Then the alumni approached me to get a band together for their 100th anniversary, which was the following May of 1990.
Right.
And I ended up with about 9 people in there. So we rehearsed throughout the winter, and we did our thing, whatever that was, at the particular time. And by the time May 30th came along, we had combined the two bands into one group and formed what is now the Alumni Band. And now we have people coming in from New Hampshire, Portland, New Gloucester, Bridgeton, Maine, all over the place.
In fact, you have Tom Lizotte sitting there in your trumpet section, who's
Yes,
the band director here at Bedford High.
That's right. I was happy to be on the nominating committee and the hiring committee to get Tom Lizotte to come to Thorn Academy. And boy, that was a great choice, believe me. We have a terrific music department, and hopefully we'll have the same thing all the way around in Southern York.
No question about it, kid. Dick, 8 years that you've been emceeing this thing?
8 years, well, yeah, 8 years. Started back in 1959, actually, when Mike was at St. Louis High School. Well, actually, it started with you and I back in 1950, was it 58?
In 1958, I think you and I co-hosted a radio program on WIDE, believe it or not, called the St. Francis Hour. Yeah, we were both students at St. Francis College at the time. Nice Catholic boys. Oh, yeah.
You remember our theme song?
Yes, it was Intermission Riff by Stan Kent.
You're right.
That's right. This goes back, well, Dick and I went to high school together, college together, and then we taught together at Bedford High, both as English teachers for a bunch of years.
Yes, oh yes, for many years.
And then you went on to Sanford High.
Sanford, and you went to
nowhere.
greater things. You went to make a lot of money.
Yeah, well, I tried. It failed miserably. But he has all the money. In fact, if you pull out bills, there are pictures of Dick's face on it. It's amazing. And Dick, this is a labor of love, obviously.
Yeah, I really enjoy. Well, of course, Mike is my closest friend, and whenever I can spend a little time with him, and it's just a great thrill for me.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a great thrill for me just to be together with two dear friends of many, many years, Mike and Dick. We could tell stories, we don't have time. And just to hear...
You want to tell a story.
That's right. But Mike, congratulations.
Thank you.
Not only for tonight's performance, for just putting all of this thing together and the work that goes into making this possible. Tremendous for the community, tremendous for this theater. And just thank you, my friend.
Well, I thank you for having us on, and it's a pleasure for us to do this. It's really one of us, we never in our wildest dreams imagined something would build up to where it's at right now.
It's marvelous.
And having Lynn on as, I think it'll be our steady vocalist, it's really quite a big addition. And so we're looking on to bigger and better things, and as a matter of fact, we're planning to do a couple of concert Broadway shows in concert come next spring, which is Miss Saigon and The Beauty and the Beast.
Super.
And so I hope people stay tuned in for it.
And again, we remind everybody, when we say the Alumni Band, it's not any particular alumni, guys.
No, it isn't.
It's not the St. Louis alumni, the Thorne alumni. It's anyone who's played and wants to play again. Here's your opportunity to work under the direction of the maestro. Lynn, marvelous again seeing you. Thank you very much. Hopefully my wife has found Estelle Beauchesne. We haven't seen her yet, but she's down there someplace in the wilds of the concession area, and I'm sure she'll find her way up here. We'll be back in just a minute. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you very much.
All righty.
Thank you.
Listen, welcome to the second half. We have a delightful second half for you. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I'd like to first begin, well, one of the most important things is to introduce you to a very fine lady, good friend of mine, Estelle Beauchesne. Would you stand up, please? Estelle does a magnificent job with these little angels. She's fantastic. No concert would be complete, no alumni concert would be complete unless it had Estelle and her singing angels, the St. Andre's Choir. So let her entertain you.
It's the most wonderful time
really like your giga pet? What would you like, Justin? A beanie baby. What would you like, Jenny?
I'm just so lucky. You don't have any teeth. I don't have any at all.
Something's burning.
We'll have the housewives, please. Not that I can see any better. We'll have the drawing for the 50-50, and in advance, I'd like to thank everyone that participated in the 50-50. We collected $67.50 for George Sabo Fund. I think I'd like to thank everyone that got involved in it. I'll have the maestro put the winning number. One. And I can't win because I didn't buy one. I did, really. Upside down. 625-4417.
I hit.
You're serious? Well, let's take a peek.
Thank you. I'll pay you later.
625-4417. You're right. You deliver right off the bat. Again, I'd like to thank everyone for attending and helping out in this George Sabo Fund Drive. Enjoy the rest of the show, and thanks again. Mike works.
Yeah, it worked for you, not for us.
Well, it don't work if you got it on off. Try it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, folks, for helping me out. Mr. Shabo and his son. Right now, I'd like to call upon our lovely vocalist, Lynn McCullough, once more time to sing for you a very beautiful Silver Bell. Lynn McCullough. Hello, Lynn.
Makes you feel emotional. It can bring parties or thoughts devotional.
What a great piece, huh? That's my favorite. Well, once again, it's my pleasure to call upon Lynn McKellar to come up forward again today to sing "O Holy Night," and she'll be accompanied by Mark LeBlanc, who'll be on trumpet. It's a very beautiful song, "O Holy Night." Could we have the house lights, please? Okay, now you're all auditioning. We didn't tell you this, but when you walked in, we're auditioning for singers. So this is your chance to bellow out and have a good time and put yourself in the Christmas spirit. You may sit or you can rise, whichever you feel more comfortable, but we want you all to join us. The angels are back. St. Andre's Choir. Lynn? Let's walk out of here with a bang. Let's have a good time. Let's all join in. Put ourselves into the spirit of Christmas. Are we ready, Maestro?
Yep.
All the angels. Short wings.
Okay, nice and loud now when you sing.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Well, it was a wonderful concert. Another great concert, the 8th annual concert here tonight. And as promised, if you recall back at intermission when we were talking to Mike and Dick Jakes and and Lynn, isn't she marvelous? We promised that we'd have Estelle Beauchesne here, but she was busy with 25 little kids. And so Estelle couldn't break away, but here she is. And Estelle, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How long have you been working with these, as Dick calls them, angels?
The angels, it's been about, I'd say, a good 20 years.
20 years? You started when you were 3?
Yes, I did.
But it's just marvelous because you do things that, I don't know, a little different than you expect from a children's chorus. Having been a member many, many years ago and then having heard many of them over the years, it's very refreshing what you do with these kids.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Yola, you were talking about how you can hear them.
Yeah, a lot of times these children's choruses, they're timid and they sing softly. But these kids belt it right out, and I really love that.
Well, we've worked up to that gradually. Because I used to, at the beginning, I mean, I couldn't even get any to sing solos. You know, nobody wanted to do a solo, and now they all want to do solos. So.
Well, you had the 3 little boys for one thing,
yes.
with their front teeth, which was very cute, and then you had 2 lovely voices from the back, a little older, the 2 gals who did their thing, and of course the poor little girl who struggled with the, as I call it, the mic from hell, but she was a trooper, hung in there right to the very end.
Yes, she did. She never missed a note.
Yeah.
Marvelous. Now, have you
and
been
the harmony?
And the harmony.
The harmony they were doing was wonderful.
Great.
Yeah.
You know, I don't hear the same thing when I'm right in front of them, so I'm glad it sounded good from far away.
Yeah. Well, it sounded good from far away. It sounded good from up close. I think that'll wrap it up for tonight. It's been a wonderful experience for us. Yola, I think you would agree?
Oh, it was great. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it was great to hear the voices. It was certainly great to hear the alumni band. Want to thank the folks over here at City Theater. Of course, Mrs. O'Neill for joining us earlier in the evening, and the maestro himself, Mike Drapo, Dick Jakes, who served as the MC tonight, and the marvelous voice of Lynn McKellar, and our good friend here, Estelle Beauchesne. For CTV 30 and for public access here in Biddeford, Yola Pancho, Roger Pancho, a Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.
City sidewalks.